Assalamualaikum and very good day. So we'll continue for the next subtopics related to the how we can determine the radius and interval of the convergence in the powers series. Okay, so let's say in the Taylor and power series, example of power series in the X. So in general, power series and in X is defined as the certain constant x power of n. This one can be in the fraction and so on lah, exponent or so on. Okay, this is the standard typical form of the powers series where c0, ck constant and x is the variable. Okay, so from there, how we can determine the radius interval of the convergence? If any x here substitute in the power series x, the result series may be either convergent or divergence. Okay, x any value 3 ke 4 ke exponent ke and so on lah. Okay, so this will lead to the problem of determining the value of the x. Okay, the x here, when you substitute x here, that will make the power series convergent. Okay, so step to find the radius and interval of the convergence. So if the given the power series, the example typical summation, typical notation, sigma notation of the power series, apply ratio test. Okay, apply ratio test for the absolute convergence. When you apply this ratio test, you can get the open the interval of the convergence. So you know what is the interval after you complete the ratio test. Okay, and then you know what is the interval for the x from the initial point to the endpoint. Okay, so investigate the convergence at the point x equal a here in the interval. Okay, so and then you can get x. Okay, start from a and end at to the b. Okay, so you interject what is the value xa and xb. Okay, and then use any suitable convergence test. Okay, you need use the convergence test to get the x and b. Okay, and then finally you can get ratio by using the b minus a divided by 2, and then you get the radius. So let's say you have the scale. Okay, so this one the a here is the b, so the radius you need to find from the center here is the radius of the convergence. So this is the value for the x. Okay, the range, okay, the interval of the x, and then you get the radius. Jadi example, find the radius of the convergence and interval of the convergence of the series. Okay, so the given this series, tan n xn divided by n3. So the first step you need to root ratio test. Okay, using the ratio test. Ratio test is the n plus 1 divided by un. So you find the un, all the n need to plus 1, and you divide by origin un. Okay, so n all here plus dengan 1, n here all n here you plus with the 1, plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 divide by origin. Okay, then n divide by this xn. So divide you need to upside down, you rotate. Okay, inverted. Okay, you inverted this value to multiply, and then you cancel out and then the remain this one. So this one you need to limit. Okay, limit this one akan jadi macam ni n plus 1 x n plus 1 divide n plus 1 3 multiply n 3 10 n x n. Okay, this one plus 10 n multiply 10 1 multiply x n multiply x1. So xn 10 n 10 n. Okay, so dia tinggal 10 n. Okay, kali dengan 3, so 10 here, x here, x power 1, n here. Okay, so divide by n power 3. So this one you cannot expand. So dia jadi here. So you limit kan, bring out the constant, 10x constant you bring out. Okay, so you limit n 3 n power 3. So how to limit here? So this one the denominator must be divide by highest degrees. Okay, so n3 you substitute, because when you put here infinity, so you need to expand in this form, n plus 1, n plus 3, divide by 3. So you limit, okay, divide, you bring up power of 3, n power of 3, n power of 3. So this one you dapat cancel, dapat 1. So after you simplify, you can get 1 over n plus 3. So this one 0, 1 over 1 equal to 1. So limit here, limit the answer is equal to 1. So 1 multiplied per x remain as the 10x. Okay, so sometimes 1, sometimes 2, so you could be careful when you limit the equation. Okay, the next step is a endpoint. So you know, you get the 10x. Okay, so the limit 10x. So when you get 10x, so the range between, you automatically write 10x less than -1, 10x more than 1. Okay, automatic, because this is the range. Okay, the interval of the x from -1 to 1. Okay, and then why we put -1, and 1, because this is the law of the convergence. Convergence must be less than -1, more than -1, less than 1. So that's why we put the interval of the -1 and 1. So automatic, when you find the step 2, you automatic put the -1 and 1, because we want to verify the convergence. Okay, and then you get here okay, here you bring -1 less than 10x. So sorry, this one 10x you bring, so you can get x less than 1 over 10, and then the second one is the x more than -1. Okay, x more than -1. So here -1, then x 1. So the first you bring the positive value. Okay, so then x 1, so x 1 over 10. Okay, the second one you bring here, so we have the two value of the x. We have the value of the x. The second one here. Okay, -1, then x. So x more than -1 per 10. Okay, one for here, so you have the two point. Okay, so you have the point, so the value of the x here you substitute in this x. Okay, substitute in the x, and then you get the 1 over n power of 3. 1 over n power of 3, what is the type of the series? Type of the series kita dah belajar awal tadi, the introduction of the series. So this one adalah P series. When P series, you need to look at the 3. So 3 ni larger than 1, so dia adalah convergent. When is the convergent? Okay, when this one convergent. Okay, untuk yang this one adalah convergent. Then we try for the second one here. X larger than negative 1 over 10. Okay, you substitute the x with -1 over 10, and then you get -1 and n per 3. So this one type series apa? So this adalah alternating series. Okay, alternating series. So alternating series there ada two rules. First, limit an must be larger than 0, and then an plus 1 must be less than an. So this one, when you substitute with the 1, so they must be less than original of the question. Okay, so you dah dapat, you dah limit here, dapat kosong, and then you provekan this one adalah convergent, both convergent. So x less than -110 is the convergent. X more than 1 over 10, sorry, is the convergent. Both convergent. When the both are convergent, So ni adalah A, this one ni adalah B. A is the 1/10, negative 1/10. B equal 1/10. So you substitute in this point coordinate. So interval of solution is the negative 1/10. Ni you dah dapat A and B. How to get this one I dah explain tadi. So you need to put this sign. Okay, this sign represent for the convergence. Okay, ataupun you put this sign. So you boleh write X 1/10 or 1/10, atau you write in this form, negative 1/10, 1/10. When you prove this value and this value is the convergence, if either one is the divergence, let's say this one diverges, this one converges, okay, so your punya symbol is really 1, negative 1/10, 1/10. Okay, you need write like this. Okay, this one divergence. When you found this divergence, this convergence, so you need divergence, convergence, or negative 1/10 less than X. This one you kena letak equal 1/10. So we know lah, this one adalah convergence, this one adalah divergence. Okay, that's all. And then you need to find the radius. Okay, radius R equal B minus A. So B is the negative 1/10 minus 1/10. So you get the 2/10. So divide by 2. So dia dapat radius is the 1/10. That's all. Okay, so we try for this. So first need to solve using the ratio test. So using the ratio test, so limit here. So the constant bring out, so the just tinggal n here, only n, either in the product or n, single n. So limit only the n. Okay, the value without n you can bring out. Okay, you limit here, and then you can get this one equal to 1. Okay, equal to 1. So you get this value. So after this, because we convergence, so we automatically put the range between negative 1 and 1, because we need to find the convergence. Okay, so sama di tadi, this one you bring here 1, and second one you solve for here, and then you can get lah. So 2x tolak 1, 2x minus 1 less than negative 5. Okay, 2x negative 4. Okay, so x larger than negative 4 divided by 2, so x than negative 2. So ni you dapat here. Okay, so you selesaikan ini pula. 5 2x 1 2x 6x less than 3. Okay, x less than 3, x less than 3. So complete lah. Selesaikan ni dulu, lepas tu lah baru you substitute. Okay, barulah you substitute into the limit. Okay, okay, substitute. So ni dapat ni daripada asal lah, soalan last. Okay, so between you selesaikan 1x dalam series yang asal kan. X ni adalah series asal ni, you kena substitute dalam sini x here. Okay, gantikan dengan 3. Okay, you substitute x here. Okay, so you simplify, you can get 1/n3. So you know this one P series, look here P, so this one adalah divergence, and then you substitute negative 2 into the series, and then you get in this form, and then the alternating, So you test 2 kali limit, and n plus 1 must be less than un. Okay, and then this one convergent. So you dapat divergence symbol, convergent negative 2 negative 2 is the convergent, this symbol, divergence this symbol, or you can write in this form. Okay, step 3, find the radius b plus a, you can get pi over 2. Okay, so try to solve for the tutorial chapter 4.3. Okay, complete for this one, and then I will give you the links, and then you need to upload the answer. Okay, thank you.